So here we are looking at the Ultrafear, and they just really nailed the graphics this year on this board for me. I mean, it's just, I don't know if you can tell under the pretty lights, but in person, it is just really beautiful. You know, little kind of, you know, cool guy skull, you know, from the old days, but, you know, the base is really cool too. It's just one of those boards that just like, I'm not even like much of a jibber these days at all, and I've never been much of one, but when I do want to jib, this is the kind of board I want to be on. It's forgiving, it's buttery, it's fun in the park and other places. I mean, it's not ideal hitting big kickers, but you know, you can hit a kicker or two. You can butter around the mountain. You can treat the mountain more like a jib park, and it's still great as a jibber. And I just love this board. It's a little stiffer, maybe a touch stiffer than the Horoscope, which is at a much lower price point. But you know, you flex them both, and you're like, yeah, maybe this is a touch stiffer. But on snow, it's really hard to feel that difference. Sometimes this even feels softer to me underfoot. So I really wouldn't like, I think a couple readers were really stressing out on like what the flex did with this. And I think for most people, it's going to be very comparable between both boards. So I think I just, you know, it's just like this and the Scotty Stevens are such an amazing boards. The Scotty Stevens has just a little more tech, but, you know, they both ride really well. It's been ages, and I wish I could do, you know, an A-B comparison, because they're both so cool. You know, the Scotty just has like, you know, a little more like, I think it has some cork going on in there and some bamboo and some other tech like that. But man, this is so close. This is so much fun, and it's such a beautiful graphic. It's just fun to look at on the chair, and you know, beat up the base and look at the top sheet. But you know, I love this flat to rocker. You can see it's just, you know, a mellow flat, like a flat going to just like a mellow rocker. You can see there isn't much going on in the tip and tail. Now let's just talk about the usuals. What is this? Is this the 51, I believe? And you're looking at just about 20 3/4, you know, with the reference stance. And then set all the way back, you're looking at 21.5. This is really a board you just don't take out and powder, but if you have to and you won't really, you know, if you're just primarily a jibber and you're forced into a powder situation, a deep powder situation with this board, you're looking at 19.5 and 17.5. So you're looking at 2 inches back on board, kind of the standard, you know, kind of your standard freestyle centered twin thing going on. So there you have it. You know, the Ultrafear, such a fun board. It just goes back and forth between what we love more, the Scott Stevens and the Ultrafear when it comes to jibbing. They're both really solid choices. You know, it's one of those places where like lack of edge hold like Capita has really, really shines. So there you have it.